Back at it again. We've got to talk about something that honestly should make every American angry, right? And with this immigrant issue, I don't see Joe Biden winning. I really don't. I mean, obviously there's a long list of issues, but this is just, the cherry on top, so to speak, on top of it all. But like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
In one neighborhood in Queens between NYCHA tenants and newly arrived migrants.
Bob, tensions are growing with not enough food to go around.
Why do we have to take the butt of everything? Okay, this community here is already suffering.
The residents living in NYCHA's Queensbridge houses look forward to the mobile food pantries that show up weekly. But over the past year, they have witnessed 8,000 migrants move into their neighborhood, and they've also noticed the migrants are also starting to take their stuff.
They was first online for the turkeys this morning. If they tell you to be there at 11 o'clock, you get there like 10:30, 10:45, but they already out there. The line is from over there to over here.
Free food giveaways, especially during the holidays, have become a source of tension between longtime New Yorkers struggling to get by and newly arrived migrants who are using the system to survive. A month ago, one altercation got so heated between a resident and a migrant, someone ended up in the hospital.
Terrible stuff right there. And once again, to my Democrat brothers and sisters who thought that the Democrat Party actually cared about you, join us. Republican Party actually cares, right? The actual true Republicans, the Matt Gaetz, the Byron Donalds, the Donald Trumps of the world, they actually do care about us. And as you see here, Democrats, they couldn't care any less about you. They couldn't. They would rather give food and shelter to someone else from a totally different country when we already have homeless people living on the streets, homeless veterans in some cases living on the streets. They would rather give food and shelter to them in money, right? They would rather send our money overseas to fund somebody else's situation than to help fund the people of America. That's Democrats for you. That's Democrats for you. And the only way it will change is if we vote them out. Is if, once Uncle Trump gets in office, we vote in a Republican Senate and we vote in or we keep a Republican House. As a matter of fact, expand the majority in the House for Republicans. That is the way that you stop this mess. That is the way that you ensure that when you're hungry, you have something to eat. I'm just saying.
Between a resident and a migrant, someone ended up in the hospital.
We would never turn anyone away for a meal, but there simply just is not enough for both NYCHA residents and the migrant shelter residents.
Councilmember Julie Wan says she alerted the mayor to the growing tension in her community and was able to get $50,000 to increase the number of hot meals served inside NYCHA's. But she's concerned the mayor's new budget cuts will only put further stress on a community already living in scarcity.
People are going hungry right now. People are frustrated with not having enough to eat, not having heat and hot water in their shelters or in their houses in NYCHA. And people want to make sure that they just have their basic needs met like any human would anywhere. And that's what's causing the tension.
And we're going to see what happens tomorrow. That's when the Reese family and Councilmember Wan are putting together a fall family feast equipped to serve 2,000 people. We're going to see how far the resources.
That ain't going very far. You're going to have a bunch of people angry and upset because they don't have anything to eat. And that has been their spot for, some years now. And now these guys from a totally different country are coming in and taking it from them. They ain't going to be happy about that. I'm going to tell you how that's going to play out. They won't be happy about it. You heard the instance of the unfortunate situation of two people getting into a conflict and one ended up in the hospital. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened again. I hate to say it, you don't want to see people hurt, but when an administration just allows people to come in just all willy-nilly, when we don't even have our own situations figured out, like it would be different. It would be completely different if America was totally perfect. We didn't have any homeless people on the streets. The only people that were homeless or living on the streets, I should say, are people that chose to live on the streets right? People that willingly wanted to just be out in nature. It would be different if that were the case and, we didn't really have people on welfare or people really struggling to make ends meet. It would be totally different if our entire country was like that. But it's not. It's not the reality. You got a lot of people living on the streets. A lot of people who unwillingly are living on the streets, right? Including some veterans. You have a lot of people who are struggling to put food on the table every single day. Even people that have homes are struggling to continue to put food on the table. And the little food that they do, it's like garbage food. You know what I mean? It's hot dogs and bologna type stuff. And listen, hey, I ate my fair share of hot dogs and bologna myself, so I'm not knocking it, but it's the truth, right? They're not eating steak and caviar. Well, neither am I, but still, it's lower income type of stuff where like if you just barely got any. But Miss Spicer here said yesterday in Queens, New York, poor black folks couldn't get their holiday food bank meals because the illegals got there first. What a shame. This is very personal to me because I run a food bank myself. In no way would I ever give illegals preference over American citizens. Black folks had to fight for everything we got, and now Democrats are taking it away and giving it to people who ain't even citizens here. Y'all can add this BS to the list of things to impeach this donkey for president. I agree. Stop voting Democrat. And all of this would end. Republicans ain't advocating for this stuff. Republicans aren't pushing for this stuff. And listen, I do have a heart. I do feel bad for folks that, come from some terrible countries. Now, at the same time, some of these countries, those people voted for that kind of stuff. So, it's like this is what you asked for. So, I do feel bad for you because obviously it is a terrible situation, but you let them trick you into this. And obviously they're trying to do it here. And I won't allow it. I won't allow it. And what's crazy about all of this is that in places like Chicago, they're trying to hide. This is just comical stuff, man. This is just comical stuff. They're literally trying to hide where they're about to put the migrants at. Check out this. Just check out this clip.
Yes, I heard they were out until 1 o'clock in the morning.
But it's progress that on Sunday, crews were quick to cover up, just minutes after we got there. First, a water department truck was positioned directly in front of our Fox 32 camera, seemingly trying to obstruct our view. But that's not all. Workers soon lined the fence with a black screen.
As a taxpayer, it makes me feel horrible. I feel that we have a corrupt system. They are not listening to the people.
Yeah, you are 100% correct, ma'am. You all voted for a corrupt system that doesn't care about you. And there's a chance to turn that around. There is a shot at turning that around. And once again, it's voting Republican. Stop voting for these Democrats because they told you, oh, well, Republicans are all racist. They hate black people and people of color. That's not true. It's not true. Not true at all. And obviously we see it, right? Democrats only care about putting on a show for the voting base when it comes time to show up and vote. Oh, look, Republicans, they're trying to do this and they're trying to do that. But, we haven't really done anything for you the last 4 years. But, hey, we promise you, if you come and vote for us and keep us in office, we'll make sure these Republicans don't do anything bad. That's literally Democrats' message. Oh, man, it's goodness gracious. Sheesh Louise. I do feel bad for some Democrat voters, but at the same time, it's like, come on. We've been trying to tell you now. We've been trying to tell you. Stop voting for these people. They don't care about you. Now, as soon as you do stop voting for them, right, a couple of cycles, then they'll turn their messaging around. Then they'll turn everything around and actually start doing something, which will be great for this country. Because honestly and truthfully, having two parties that truly care about American citizens and want the best truly for America would be great. Competition is always good because now you're competing for votes. Oh, who can do the most for the American people? Who can do the most for the American people? Who can uplift America even more? That would be great. I would love for them to compete. I would love it. I would even consider voting Democrat, right? I would strongly consider it. If they're competing and Democrats are doing some of the same things that Republicans are doing and like really trying to make America great. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That would be great. That would be the wrong time to just stick to one side, when they're competing, because then you get what we have now, I think, and you have the Democrats just going haywire and really, really far to the left, because you had a demographic that only voted Democrat, and the Democrat politicians know that they would only vote Democrat, and so there was no repercussions to their actions. They could just give their voting base absolutely nothing, and they'll still show up and vote for them because, oh, those Republicans, the Republicans are no good, very bad, terrible people, But I do feel like that is shifting majorly here in America, especially for the black males, right? We saw the statistics on that. I believe I put that in a video a few weeks ago, where black men are really, really leaving. Black women have lagged behind a little bit, but they've started to shift just a touch. We really need that movement to take hold. But even Latinos are switching parties. You saw Trump with the Trump dropping the Trump card on the establishment and going to what's the Spanish speaking news station. Oh crap. He did an interview with the Spanish speaking news station for a couple of hours, and Democrats absolutely lost their minds. Oh my goodness, how dare he go on there? Why in the world did the largest Spanish speaking news station allow Trump to be on and speak? Like, they were losing their mind. They literally were like, we're saying that he shouldn't be allowed to go on there and speak. That's how you know they're panicking. You don't even want to allow this man to speak to people. Yeah, crazy. But as always, y'all let me know your thoughts, your opinions on this in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.